Every ancient culture on Earth left behind the same story. A being descends from the sky. It is not human. It carries knowledge that humans do not yet have. It changes everything, and then it leaves. The Sumerians called them the Anunnaki, beings from the heavens who taught them agriculture, mathematics, and law. The ancient Egyptians depicted figures in strange, elongated forms that do not match any human anatomy. The Dogon people of Mali knew the orbital mechanics of Sirius B, a star invisible to the naked eye, centuries before Western astronomers confirmed its existence. The Nazca lines of Peru are so massive they can only be fully understood from the air. These are not fringe theories. They are documented archaeological facts that researchers have spent decades trying to explain, and the explanations are rarely satisfying. Now, take yourself back to the Stone Age. No cities, no writing, no shared framework for understanding the cosmos. You are a hunter-gatherer living in a small band, and your entire concept of the universe extends to the horizon and the stars above it. Now imagine something descends from those stars. Something luminous, something that moves against the wind, something that communicates in a way you have never experienced. What do? You do what every human does when confronted with something beyond their framework. You reach for the nearest available category. You call it God. You paint on a cave wall. You build your mythology around it and tell your children, and your children tell their children, and 10,000 years later, a researcher excavates that cave and finds the painting and calls it symbolic art. But what if it was not symbolic? What if it was a record? Researcher Eric von Daniken spent his career cataloging ancient depictions that, in his analysis, bear striking resemblance to modern descriptions of spacecraft and beings in pressure suits. The Palenque sarcophagus lid in Mexico, dating to the 7th century, shows a figure that some analysts read as a human operating machinery, crouched at controls, foot on a pedal, hands engaged with mechanisms. Mainstream archaeology reads it as a ritual descent into the underworld. The ambiguity is the point. In the cave systems of Tassili Integer in Algeria, paintings estimated at 6,000 to 10,000 years old depict figures with rounded helmeted heads, no facial features, and suits that cover the entire body. Researchers call them the round head figures. They do not resemble any human or animal form from the period. The people who painted them clearly saw something. The question that archaeology has never fully resolved is what? Consider the cognitive position of a Stone Age human confronted with technology they have no framework to understand. A craft that moves without wind or muscle. Light that does not come from fire. Communication that enters the mind without sound. Your ancestors experienced it, carved it into stone, and told every generation after them to remember. The beings descended. They carried light. They left. And the question they left behind has lasted 10,000 years. Some things are too important to let disappear.